Hello everybody, this is my Chernobyl presentation by Dean and Clay. So here we are. I have a map of Chernobyl and where it is in Ukraine, in Kyiv. And next slide here. Here's a description. So this is Clay's slide actually, but I think I should say it because I am not here. So the cause, it was during a planned test and Chernobyl was at low power. And a power surge occurred to the reactor and it led to an increase of steam and it caused an explosion in the reactor vessel. So it released a lot of radiation and it actually caused a lot of workers to have radiation syndrome and they got cancer and stuff like that. So it wasn't good. And after they had a sarcophagus like around the reactor that exploded, and it sadly actually drones hit it a few years prior or after. So how many people died? So there was, according to Wikipedia and according to another website called Chernobyl Remembrance, 31 people died within a few weeks of the accident due to acute radiation syndrome. Long-term health effects. Most significant long-term impact was an increase in thyroid cancer among children living in contaminated areas due to radioactive iodine intake. And the estimated overall death toll, the UN Chernobyl Forum estimated that up to 4,000 people could have been affected and died because of the incident. The psychological impact had major psychological impacts due to the local, due to the fear from the local population and the uncertainty because of the horrible disaster. And it contaminated Belarus, Ukraine, and Russia, so basically all the neighboring countries. Next slide. So the next slide is what happened to the plant and surrounding areas. This is also Clay's slide. The last one was mine. So the exclusion zone. There's a large area around the plant, and it was excluded, and people were to leave because of the radiation levels. And so there's a place called the Red Forest, a pine forest near the plant, and it was heavily affected by radiation, big healthy place, and it died very shortly after the incident because of all the radiation in the area. And lots of health problems came from it. Again, radiation poisoning, radiation syndrome, cancer, all that stuff. Next slide. This is my slide. So the long-term health effects. Long-term health effects, increase in cancer, lots of thyroid cancer because of the radiation, and it really affects your stomach and your brain and all that stuff. And elevated risk of leukemia and cataracts in cleanup workers. Lots of radiation caused cataracts. And lots of psychological impacts as we went over earlier. And that is from IAEA News Center. So what did we learn from Chernobyl? So we learned about nuclear safety. We also learned about proper design. We should design reactor systems with more protectiveness, with more thought and care to not spread radiation around. Backup systems, you should have safety systems, defense, you should have better staff at all times. And procedures, maybe a safety procedure before you get it going every day or in the morning, every morning. And that is from thebulletin.org. We're on the 8th slide, almost done. International cooperation, this is my slide. Nuclear risks are global, and the risks transcend national borders. So it's everywhere. It can happen to anybody. International assistance. Countries and international organizations can provide assistance to improve reactor safety and prepare for accidents. And IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Agency, that's what IAEA stands for, and it administers the Convention on Atomic and Nuclear Safety. And there's actually a treaty about it, and it promotes nuclear reactor safety. This affects our opinions on nuclear energy. And it lets us know there's risks, but there's also rewards. And we need to make sure that what happened at Chernobyl doesn't happen again. And we need to not cause any more disasters. Thank you for letting me present. And this was the Chernobyl presentation by me and Clay.